Now, reminder, you should have already received your UNMASK Playbook, and you already have a foundational scripture that is available for phase 1, as well as it tells you which chapters in the book, Reciprocity Eludes Me, written by me. You should have received the link to purchase that book as well on Amazon. I am just going to do a little bit of reading from here every week to kind of give you an idea of the things that you can pull from this book to help with our process. Specifically because my testimony is now my message and my trash is now your treasure. All right, so let's read, shall we? The greatest key to unraveling self-hate and self-neglect is a renewed perspective on who God is, who we are, and what life is truly meant to be. If your view of God is that of a father who is difficult to please, you will struggle to see yourself through his eyes of unconditional love, mercy, and grace. This will make it impossible to value yourself the way he does. If your sense of self is tethered to what you do for others, what you possess, or how others respond to you, inner peace will remain elusive. As we mentioned earlier, only you know what's truly happening inside of you. So there will never be perfect synchronization of wills and ways between you and others. If you see life as a place of constriction and limitations, you'll perceive it as a prison sentence from birth to death. And how miserable would that be? I read this from chapter 1, page 10. And what stood out to me in this is that it's all about survival. We do a lot personality-wise when it comes to figuring out how to survive. And all of us find different ways, one, to cope with it, and also to accomplish it, right? We don't all survive the same way. There are a lot of commonalities, of course. However, we all cope with it differently. And all of this is a form of masking. How you're coping with it, if you might be the type that puts on the I'm fine mask and pretends that everything is okay, even though on the inside you are falling apart and can barely function. You could be the I don't need nobody mask wearer, right? Where you find yourself so afraid to trust people or to let them in that you isolate. I'm speaking from experience on that one. Isolation, self-isolation is a big one. And you mask it in another way, that you're busy all the time. Or for me, I'm an introvert, so I typically use that as my reasoning. Now, granted, it may play a part, but it can't be the sole reason why I choose to remove myself from community. And community, we'll talk about this later. Community is the only real way to heal, because you cannot fully heal with just your own perspectives, y'all. We need divine perspective, and we need the perspectives of others around us. Those that have been through where we're going, those that have already where we want to get to, that's what we need around us. So I hope that excerpt encourages you to pick up the book and read. Sometimes hearing it is more beneficial, and sometimes actually reading it yourself. Personally, I think that if you do both, it will stick. All right, that's it for the book reading. Have a great day.